Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Pat and today I'm bringing you guys my Fortnight Frights TBR. Now, Fortnight Frights is a 2-week Fortnite readathon hosted by Seji from The Artisan Geek. It actually starts today when I upload this. I was supposed to film this yesterday, but I had a really bad headache, so I had to do it today. And essentially, this is a spooky readathon. The aim of this readathon is to include or to read or introduce scary literatures from around the world in a inclusive and accessible way. So I actually have a lot of books that I am planning on reading. This is a 2-week readathon, but I don't know if I'm still going to be able to get through all of this, but still I'm very, very excited. So I'm going to first start with books that I do have on either ebook or audio book form. So the Fortnight Frights starts today, the 18th, through October 31st. And we do have a Fortnight Frights bingo with different kind of prompts that you can choose to follow or do. And also some live discussion books / dates for certain books. And the 2 challenges to choose from are combine 2 bingo prompts and score bingo. That's pretty much it. Essentially, this is just a way to introduce a lot of different scary, gothic, spooky literature around the world or from different authors that are not very much known. So actually, Seji also made a compendium or a list of different books from different authors from around the world that we can pick from and choose from. I actually chose all of those books from the compendium. So, alright. So the first book that I have on ebook form is Coraline by Neil Gaiman. This is short. I am very excited to get to this because this is kind of like a middle grade classic spooky type of literature. So I'm very excited to get into this. So Coraline, that's my first book. The next book that I have is The Year of the Witching in ebook form. This is, I think, the readathon book right here. So the Year of the Witching, I have that in audiobook form. I also have White is for Witching ebook, Ghost Bride ebook and audiobook. I also have The Legend of Sleepy Hollow in audio form. This one is, I think this is a short story and also one of the more classic ones. So I'm very excited to get into this as well, and I'm thinking of ending things. This one I'm not sure if it goes, because this is not in the compendium, I believe, but this is more of a sci-fi type thing, but there's kind of like thrillery aspects to it, I believe. But this is gonna be the last book that I might listen to for this Fortnite Frights if it doesn't fit at all. So I'm thinking of ending things. I have that in audiobook form. So now let's go to the physical books that I do have. The first one is Octavia E. Butler's Fledgling. I think this is, I believe, a vampire novel. This appears to be very short. This is just a little over 300 pages. And I've heard really good things about this, and I love reading vampire books, especially more like gory type of vampire books, like the traditional ones, Dracula-ish type ones. So I'm very excited to get into this. I haven't read a vampire book in a while, I think, so I'm very excited to get into this and read it. So this is my first physical book. I also have The Vegetarian by Han Kang. This is actually a book that I've been wanting to read for a while now. I've heard about it years ago, and it has really intrigued me because I think we're following a character here who starts developing like this aversion to meat, and so she becomes a vegetarian. So that's why it's called The Vegetarian. But there's also elements of like thrillery / spooky aspects to it. So this is another very short book. I think this is, yeah, less than 200 pages. I think 170 pages from what I saw. I believe this is translated from Korean, so also very excited to read this. Another book by Korean author is The Good Son by You-jeong, and we're following the son here, the main character. I think his name is Yoo-jin, and he wakes up to find his mother murdered beside him, and he has like blood all over him, and he doesn't remember what happens. And so I think we're following him as he tries to figure out what happens, because he doesn't remember, and he's suffered from seizures most of his life, and he often has trouble with his memory. So this is also pretty short, a little over 300 pages. I find a lot of Korean dramas, like spooky Korean dramas, really, really good. There's a lot of layers to the story, and there's a lot of psychological aspects to it that I really enjoy watching and seeing play out. So I'm very excited to read these two by Korean authors, because if it's going to be similar to those movies and TV dramas that I've been watching, this is going to be a really fun, very exciting read, or reads. Okay, so another book is Lobizona by Romina Garber. I think this is a Latinx gothic thriller kind of novel. I'm not very sure. This is recently released and a lot of people have been talking about it. I've been seeing this all around BookTube. So we're following a character whose mother gets arrested by ICE. So I've also heard, obviously, from the news about ICE. So very interested in reading this. Some political, social aspects as well that we're going to be discussing here, and the cover actually really is pulling me in. I've been seeing this around a lot, and yeah, and it says here, undocumented, unprotected, unafraid. So looking forward to reading this as well. I also have the physical form of White is for Witching by Helen Oyeyemi. This is another very short book. This is just a little over 200 pages. So we're following a character named Miranda who develops pica, where it's a rare eating disorder where you just eat pretty much anything you want to consume, inedible stuff. And the death of her mother exacerbates her condition, and we're following her as she moves to this house that they have in Dover, England, that it was turned into a bed and breakfast, and the house seems to be alive and does not appreciate the fact that it has turned into a bed and breakfast with lots of foreigners and strangers coming in and out. And so I think we're following here as she goes through her mother's death, her eating disorder, and moving to this house where it seems to be alive and is mad about the fact that it's become a bed and breakfast. So very excited to read this. I don't read a lot of horror, to be honest, because I find them usually very predictable, but I'm very excited to read these because these are books that I have not really heard a lot about. So let's keep going. Oh, I also have The Only Good Indians in audiobook CD form. It has a lot of holds on the ebook, audiobook, as well as the physical form. So I decided if I really wanted to read this, I just borrow this one because nobody really borrows this. And I do have a CD player still. So we're following 4 American Indian men after a disturbing event from their youth puts them in a desperate struggle for their lives. Trapped by an entity bent on retribution, these childhood friends are helpless as the culture and traditions they left behind catch up to them in a violent, vengeful way. I really like kind of stories like this where there's a blend of culture and past and things that happened in the past that they buried in a group of friends. So very excited to read this. There are, I think, 7 discs in here. I don't know how long each disc is. I didn't think this book was going to be very long, but we'll see when I finally listen to it. Another book that I borrowed by a Korean author is The Hole by Pyun Hye-young, translated by Sora Kim Russell. So another very short one, and it is under 200 pages. It's a gripping psychological thriller about loneliness and dark truths we tried to bury. So we follow a character, I think, who woke up from a coma from a car accident. It's been I think he was the only survivor, and it's been either a few months or a few years since the accident, and doesn't remember what happened. And I think they don't know really what happened during the car accident, and there's some secrets and stuff, all that. So psychological thriller I really enjoy, and from another Korean author, short, and I hope this is going to be short and sweet-ish, fun. So another book that I do want to try to insert here, it's not in the compendium, but this is a book that I started to read last year. I had to return to the library and I didn't get around to picking it up again because it's a spooky October read, and that is The Last Life of Prince Alastor. This is the second book in the Prosper Redding series. I think that's what it's called, and this is a middle grade book. We're following a boy who gets possessed by a demon after, I think, one of his great-grandfathers or something like that makes a deal with a demon, and it doesn't go through, and so as a curse, he gets to live with the demon. And so this is the second book in the series, and I'm very excited to read this and reread it in a way, because I think I went like halfway through this, but I didn't, pick it up again. But I had so much fun reading this, and I really enjoyed the demon and the boy Prosper Redding. So yeah, the demon's name is Prince Alastor or Alastor. So yeah, this plus I'm Thinking of Ending Things are two books that I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to include here, but I do want to read this after, probably, if I don't get to finish it during the Fortnight Frights. So those are all the books that I want to get to for Fortnight Frights. I'm very, very excited. I should be starting today. It's already like 11, I think, so I should be reading right now. But yeah, I'm very excited because I do have books here. Most of the books here are very short. I don't have a lot of long books, I think. So, oh shit. Oh man. Okay, so these are all pretty short books. I think Lobizona is the longest one, but even that, because I think that's middle grade, so that should be a fast read for me. So I'm very excited. Plus I have audiobooks and ebook forms to read that are also very short. So hopefully I'll get to finish all of these for Fortnight Frights. I'm very excited because these all sound very interesting. I mean, the compendium has lists of books and I went through all of them and I decided which ones I would like to read for the compendium, for the Fortnight Frights. So these are the books that I really want to read. Also have a few more books, but I was already like looking at the list and was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish all of those, but here's me being positive and optimistic about this. So there are also different challenges for each week. So week 1 is an Instagram photo challenge. Take a picture of your TBR at night. Twitter movie night, October 24th, Seoul Station. And October 25th, Alfred Hitchcock's Rebecca. And then we have YouTube live discussions on October 24th, Things We Lost in the Fire by Mariana and Enriquez. And on October 25th, The Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson, with special guest, the author, Alexis Henderson. On the YouTube videos, October 19th, a video on short dark fantasy / horror recommendations. October 20th, horror books from all around the world. October 21st, if you like Edgar Allan Poe, you'll like these diverse classics. October 22nd, The Decapitated Chicken and Other Stories. Week 2, take a picture with a book wearing a costume. That's the Instagram photo challenge. For the Twitter movie night on October 31st, is Skull-Faced bookseller Henderson and Parasite. I've actually watched Parasite. It's very good. I really liked it. It was pretty messed up, but I kind of expected that, but I was still very, very, very much surprised. For the YouTube live discussion, October 31st is The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Johnson. And the YouTube videos for October 26th are diverse horror comic recommendations. October 27th, a book chat with Elizabeth Thomas. October 28th, Japanese Tales of Mystery and Imagination. October 29th, Gothic / horror poetry recommendations. So I will list all of this stuff down in the description box below, and also the website for the Fortnight Frights. You can also donate. I actually did donate. I think I also bought the like journal and the stickers. So I don't have it yet, but I'm very hopeful that sometime during the week it will arrive. I don't know, but yeah. So those are all of the things that I will be talking about for today for Fortnight Frights. I'm very, very excited. I need to get to it, edit this video, put it up, and start reading. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys are joining Fortnight Frights as well. If you guys are joining, please let me know what you guys are reading. I might add that and read it after this. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you on my next video.